Obi, yes, I'm a more official.
Yeah, Papa and come sign.
You share so no.
Yeah. I think some few days to elections now.
Nah, sometimes no heat home. Baby Ebenezer they are beduni. You better not see. You can't say so. I'm in check. So the man was also for.
Okay.
Now you've been extraordinary at your work. On the production team. Now no near or man me kwabna santizo ni team almost also na egu Adom TV.
Yeah.
Nti my contribution towards in development any cabinet no. We cannot talk about it again namas. Nti abani say NPP in the spirit of the season also so. Party no den hyehyɛ egu akwan mu a ye kwa akoye National Thanksgiving Service.
Oh, okay.
Ekosiisen da ye nimi. Dumino and at 12
noon. Okay.
At the forecourt of the State House. Na near Kenya now your feature conclusion called the book of Samuel, chapter 7, verse 12. And I say Samuel, 1 Samuel 17:47. Say for the battle is the Lord's.
The battle is the Lord.
Yes, also no feature conclusion say Ebenezer. Thus far the Lord has helped us. Baby Ebenezer, baby Odia Biduni. It's been a very difficult year for everybody.
Yeah.
For businesses, for the world economy, for more Ubibia Juma got hit by this pandemic.
Yeah.
It's answer hakre advert na sebi produce editua ejuma work. If ni panunya so mfaso esanse enyuma no ya tutumu a ho advert mpokwa ho asembe ye case oko omomo ye who are into the event planning wa Jessica say oba ye koye obi wedding ye party ye say lockdown covid ni pentimi pie obo ma the hospitality industry hotels near the and the education facilities technically any ready for. It's been a very difficult year for you na nyame chade so no senior we can still be counted among the living. Now see in everything you give thanks,
to God.
And he's demonstrated he said nyame it's been the same yesterday today and also no be china TNPP you see a can boom near the nasi so nyame. Yes, also the Nasena Manyakupon for a well-deserved victory. About why you call ye, Sabi Sikane Gritani Nibi. I say horses and chariots are prepared for battle. But
victory from the Lord.
If in Yankupon. It is a boy who you be sharpen ye near my ye be say ye be born to. You better prepare your mercy na Ekosiisen it's an NPP. We've been consistent. Say the battle is the Lord's. Inti obi abani say ya party ni jina Ghana for dodo na humu na ye man penny stroke our president elect, our vice president elect, stroke vice president party penny for the national regional constituency. You na kambu maka say Ebenezer baby adia beduni yet as a country.
Wow.
It's been a year so we've lost loved ones and friends. Na onyontunu be maroon 5 mbwa. See cheers to life. Memories will bring back some of these things. Obi a unim no, obi a obeno, odofo, bewa obete, winti no nyamedie. It be been pokra no adofo pokra o hwere de hia wontim pokra nkwayi ehu beto wiase so. Now if there was ever a time our people thought say e wiase isum be doing na menyi ni say beba, but obi we've been witnesses to it. Inti ede nkakra na nyankopon ede ababa bedu bebia yedui say na aka less than 10 days. I just can't wait to see how the feeling and the atmosphere will be on the 1st of January 2021. Because 2020 obi boys are bread. 2020 nipa faniemem. And sana campaigns so I buy yakopon so adom yen odi nkunim de abotre no de abona na Akufo-Addo ne MPP amani uko. And just as it is, Biano, and I was studio Hana Mabano. The first one in my party for, from polling station to electoral area, to regional, to constituency, to national. And now volunteer groups, over 3,000 volunteer groups across the country. From Ojuma Moye, and 12 boy, and a Ghana for campaign, a campaign, Ghana for, na Ghana for the year Tonsenieni, and my an uncontestable lead of 550,000 plus. And Ghana for ni bit me can say Yadomasi. Na nyam show my sanction and Ekufado ni MPP no. And the MPP come, I won't take it for granted. And you be making sure say we justify once again the confidence reposed in us as a party. Now, you see, we do 2024 now. Near money, my kono more. Na yidia ba more, na puntu juma na ba more, na ejuma ba more. Na Ghana force we asan ko manim biem. Ko to gu form inside and say yam ni an Brazil kwanso. No masan so atwaye so for another NPP president in an NPP government on the 7th of January 2025.
Was this victory for you as national organizer, no? A victory, our friend, a sweet victory now, because the results maybe I can say they lead to some of the things we are seeing. And the way who minority members, the Omakoye electoral commission officers with the police, Mabomuntaka voice, ama waiting, they are contesting vehemently even Techiman South. So if
it be some say, would I classify it as a sweet victory? I think I will.
Okay.
We share Yabako Semkaka, especially under the Fourth Republican rule. Now me do back from 2008, and NDC led by Professor Mills, a winning with about 40,000 and to 120,000 votes. So 120,000 votes after time. 2012, Mr. Mahama, after everything, even though the MPP disagreed with the results, he proceeded to court. By a year, Mr. Mahama retained his seat with 300,000 votes, a little over that. Yes. This is the first time I have a president going to his second term. When over 500,000 votes. HSA Nipa Ekotwa so san Gini tum over 1 million na boom as a gap as a lead. Now I think sir, even though we had expectations as a party going into the elections, now you jitum say enema ede atoto akwemu entwa yabo mampeni so na adwuma waye ni ade. For us as a party, we're looking at more seats in parliament. But at the end of the day, Ghana for no one eja almost my meko is here be se munuanom ne bem na yen hwesa na mbetimi aye adwuma abom. Yes, we believe that nanki benya more. Be enya more na Ghana for still amama yen a win. Masama yen with a slight majority. We believe that we were the victors for the day. Okwakobobo. Now Pese will win it with 3.6 goals. Yakobo match we win it with 3.3 goals and 3.2 goals. One, you secure 3 points in the Abefi. What's once when you go, no so to the next stage. Inti, I don't want our supporters to feel say the results now abano amount me do any. You did do any. The na yeji and near start to a dream. I said this morning when we were penny show so far say the biggest room in the world is the room for improvement, and that is why we keep improving. Okay. The last time, in fact, maybe my bar studio, and then you say na hat. Yeah. But do better now. When say Sansa studio, yeah, that's true. It shows to say you keep also improving, and then as you should know any glass when we first name to say aba. Inti saa so na yen as a political party. Ye to abawie in 2008 edincho ye de niema miensa na si ye ni so to reflect, to rebuild, to recapture. Si ebebu nkompo akoye chi ahwe ne anko ye ne to sin ne boy homodin wom. Ne tosu mienu ne rebuild ne siesie no amana se gina ne nazo sa boa papa. and to recapture ne bebo am yetimi asan koso Ghana kunya kesi mu ene mashibegafo akunya bebre. We've been able to do that, and we achieved that in 2016, and we've achieved that in 2020 by being the NPP's character. To ababia we so no matter the outcome, you set up a committee, you the shame at the tutorial no na afi ya church adwen ne course ne ahunu say ne ogidi say, and the party is so disciplined. And I may do so some echo.
Appear before the committee.
I have a me fear maybe.
Okay.
But the first person to appear was the national chairman, meaning that even in the party, we submit ourselves to your party number and the way we go about things. As our chairman, we generally say, no meeting but committee na excuse no kakra to tomorrow or so. But me few in fact, national chairman we in the first vice kushim, the second vice atoto nano, the third vice atoto nano, memako akuwi national treasurer swelrem, women organizer, youth organizer, because I feel a youth organizer so no or non I'm say Nasra and the one we are youth see it shows say how we saw our campaign, a victory. Nema we beat me a title for 2024. And how a bit me a boy home then. And now is so yen so mutie and party for party coma. Would do party ninty and nothing be yell for party no way ya. And nothing be on my this or the wide dream by between a man and Sanya Chitre party. It is like a salad bowl with the lettuce or the cabbage would they say yan penny it is a salad cream or the goose whipping cream. Ya canafa. Ntino ye na afi baby na de ababezi ye yeko.
But when say even before committee ni be wi o madwuma no. A lot of the blame no aba mo national executive.
And I'm say no you have caused no de ahwede be fie no. Ono no de once na be fie. Na emra na victory kese pa so by with even the 2020 victory so kama. Enough. Na 2016 there, you know 169 there. Obi anye party ama national officers. And they see there's oba esote you know. Eja ye ti na da akyerema so. That is the nature of our police kotokone has. Se umwana team ni lusu even 1 2 3 say oh yes aki coach. We kwa de ti nyame adome. You're winning the presidential with an overwhelming popular vote of over 500,000. SARS on a parliamentary, no. We lost grounds, but we are not in minority. Now the MPP soon the character of the elephant family, and this tradition, here down kwa dombu buzia tradition here in a year some woman. Here not even wilderness for decades. It never killed the spirit of this tradition. Yes, I can't at the tea party, no, and recapture our lost grounds in the year 2000. Even against all forms of intimidation, kasa prekwabanya nana was only at the day. Then Yamen Chadia, you didn't nemu, we need 204 BM 208. Yes, I got as a party, yes, we bounce back strongly. Even though 2012, I still feel say the MPP won that election. You could easy declare you winning here. You call court causes on, even though in the face of the preponderance of evidence, Omujitumu say. Ura John Dramani Mahama and then the NDC Amanuko and Iwini. We were disappointed in the results. We were saddened by it, but we decided to go with the verdict, even though we disagreed with the verdict. We decided say minity. Na ya motaibo nyumbi say o man be ya if yenara or si wonsum woninipa na saso so na Amanuko tie. In the end, for us as national officers, we believe we worked hard for this victory. We worked hard, Obi. National chairman.
That is effort. What the people need, the result.
But we provided a precedent.
Yes,
we produced a precedent, and we've also produced at least a majority of our parliamentary
but you lost.
We lost
over 30 seats.
Yes, and I make us say, some multiplicity of factors, and yet. As Empire FM, so you best post-mortem, but the offers as a platform for your supporters. We collate these views. Now they are build a party now, because mind you, we've had even less than 100 seats before, but the NPP never gave up. worked hard to clinch over 100 seats and worked harder to win 169. So it shows clearly, sir, in the genes and in the character of the MPP,
you can always
fight back. Sana yen nananom chehe. Sana domofonity, and that is the spirit of this tradition.
But me a party member, Sammy. The question I would ask you as national organizer, and say, when party folks no met in Koforidua to elect national executives, and I think that Congress the EU as national organizer.
That was July 2018.
Super. The party people believed, say, as national organizer, you would have your ears on the ground. Ube to me, ask kind of situation who said, constituency, issues, and you take steps to resolve them. Then you say, Mube Jama Mako election, then you are exposed at the election. Well, you travel around the country. Who issues we are now?
You see, I think that people should also be fair to us, and I get your question right.
Asempa FM.
Nipa dream no sebe nipa ti ntese brofre no wapa emu ahune wo mu enema ni bu ho no mo a wo po be ka kire enema ni bu ho no so a na dwen kire wo mu ne se o de we ma menhwe no kakra na mehwe ne yeko ne eme de wo mu ne se everywhere I visited communities no overwhelmingly udo me farmer fanana giving you that confidence your presidential candidate no president is on the right course. Yan parliamentary dodo na yana say they won't tell you so when PD me to announcement wabuja to boja na wutie mu an to the one when we call grounds. Some of it on my party profiling ibu on my way able to remedy the situation would draw nipa attention to it na nipa no so aye ho adwuma ibu also be draw nipa attention to it ebi emre na aka for the person to remedy the situation na aye late but for a Kufuado I think I haven't seen a president going into his second term and being that extremely popular with the electorate. Upa check the results for all the previous years. No presidential candidate. When you have votes now, you're going into a second term. You didn't see that. In terms of his popularity and overwhelming popularity, it was evident on the day of election. And that is why our opponent, NDC4, they don't talk about the presidential. They keep talking about the parliamentary. But there's something interesting to it. Unless the NDC is telling us that they don't need a president, but they need MPs. And the fact that Memetuma Obi for parliamentary and Chesame Tuama Dominic for presidential. If you take Central Region, Kufuado won in about 20
out of
23 constituencies. But we ended up having 10 seats.
10 seats.
But he won 20 constituencies. In 2016, President Kufuado won the same 21 out of 23 constituencies in the Central Region. So he only decreased by just a constituency now. That is huge popularity. What they compare. Now, share a man so presidents in this pandemic. Many presidents and governments are falling through this pandemic. Many. But this government's steady handling of the COVID, a buyer of the workers, a breach number, a summer toll, a CP. Yes, party leadership from national to region to constituency, we are doing an introspection. But as a party, as you keep growing, now the system kakra, the Bua constitutional amendment now modify your ways. What the year Juma, I say I'm a fire, me share. Until next time, I say your fire, the inkunimdiene, and nije buy, to bet me for any strength. That is how a political party is always allowed to rebuild itself
and grow.
Because ebia niema na wo ye no amfa good results amrel the next time I saw sakremo na wo fa ekwan foforo so to achieve a better result. Traditionally it is difficult to change, but when progress demands change, there must be change.
Last week mene o general secretary Komo, and he made the point from where he sits, say Oshe, and for example yes, constituencies are mining areas. And you realize that most of your MPs in mining communities not fair. And he believed, say, yes, that president had good intentions, stopping illegal mining. But how it was eventually implemented and the creative problems at the MMO. He raised the issue of the financial sector cleanup and the people it affected, and also no it created some problem. I mean, in some constituencies. Do you agree?
I agree totally with the General Secretary. You see, President with good intentions. Or say let's keep our water bodies clean. Yemfa kwanya e betumi ama sebe ye to a good year no. Nipa no a I to say wo sum nyame se obekọ heaven. Or ye resident or mining area. Or sum nyame se obekọ heaven. Me ma osa analogy. Kwesi adedu. Nyankopon bebo list ono a wankọ heaven ibi. The Bible our de kwa sorry ye obi mu kan mu so obi so awia wa sorry dem o. Tu ko fie mpokra na there is no indication a cheze wa sorry nkra okobi na rapture na fa. It's similar. Nipa net mining area. And then multi development for bimre no. Insure so obese bia nom I say water is life, not their survival so no is being polluted. Tina say nipa no technically and basically nipa na say o de na gas chamber now gas it to death. President Akufo-Addo has that we put the brakes here. Ye na ye go back to the drawing table. Let's see how ye nuanom sabetimi akoma no whilst practicing safe and sustainable mining. Woofy mining region. So you understand perfectly when it comes to the small scale mining. And in fact, you have huge numbers in terms of the youth who are involved in there. Nipano in the process, no, even though Mampenini are buying with good intentions, and this if I catch and say, I buy workers saying we need BMA, or back cancel when, and there are videos to show. Me amini nam site me ko Prisia Uni Valley me ko Galamsey site e ko mu ko under the friends me ko pit say ni ko masa it's a different world obi campaign de ma fane mem na oh nipa no enye se ne shebre no but asemti na mana ba na se ne sakona no. But whilst our body panel said, that way of mining, and they are called another creative way, and also some boy, he thinks that a long process. Ya perpetual there, ya Simon pa, ya Kurasio, ya Tuwe, ya ba, ya be Honsuno, ya co. But Nina Angelis with Casapane Casade and more of orientation in education, I believe is we will get there. A painful when Utie Yanuan form their position on policies. The Kamian Kwete say they are thinking always about the next election, whilst the NPP is always thinking about the next generation. Senaya Mampenin and Akufo-Addo Ekana. But it gets to a point where the politics will come and go, but a life in your fimwa won't be fan back. First, no yenu mining. Oh, near say Anuana can go. They themselves are not able to tell you nipa here na shepit. They give you 10, yes 30, yes so far you 40 bodies you say, and sometimes you compete anymore. Omo ya out me human pass.
Yeah, that's true.
You see through my eyes. Intine niamane bi bani etiane ye kan. Unya enya te say ya better na de ya amani osempe. But you can also see when you look deep down the eyes of this youth, it's a situation where man must survive. Situation. Livelihood matter. Inti what can livelihood matter? No matter how much sense you are making. Once a nipani who cash na uhuno, would you say you are making him, you are rendering him in a disadvantageous position. Intina, as I keep saying, the MPP, yes, we took a hit, but we took a hit. But honestly speaking, I don't think it will shake the very foundation of our principles. Every human being deserves, obey mama and sakona no when you're right to life. No, so it's in dignity. No, it's an opportunity. So no, so juma woye in fast obeban and sem unya sasi obeto unya daye no so bit me si unya car bit me to be unya moto bit me to be all in an effort for the growth of a property owning democracy.
They are not from West.
Yes,
a city you've held on since 92.
Yes, and I'm in fact, and also in the Western as well.
Amenfi East.
In fact, Amenfi East was
Wasekropon.
Yes, and we also lost Prisia Uni Valley. Now, what should the Western region architecture? Western region were a total of almost 1.2 million voters. For the 17 constituencies. 17 constituencies, almost 7 mining constituencies. 7. So 7 mining constituencies, they account for half of the voting.
Vote in the
That's
Western region.
almost 600,000. Inti no be the propaganda na musa whilst I would dream nipa no ne dachi. Na wo opponent ba beka say dachi we kusi baby almost a bomb say. Na nipa no emra membia mo ansa nkwa nkokire wase mu a. What did that poison mine not their call. See at what baby. Ekosiisen say for the baby trust must kill mine mu. But nipa no dem no wako cause damage na we at the polls. But it's up to us as a government and as a party to still let this person know we stand with you. Now your daily bread consensus, and I will make sure so say Juma will input into a gradual. A time will come, the values that the MPP will share will be the values of our nation and our young people.
Okay, that's for the mining constituencies. Now me share even so share baby to say Amenfi West. I want to munye da.
Now share Juma Park Kufia Sante. Me call some boy.
Yes.
Campaign.
Only more of a farming area than a mining area. And that seat you couldn't win. Amenfi Central you came close, but no went to me anye. Amenfi me chaman swami.
PH or no.
Mokande the PH. Okay.
Papa.
On to me anye. And Amenfi.
Me man on ADC.
Oh, ewa manswa Menfi. Okay.
Brutal. Very nice. But I was very sad. Say, couldn't buy Kaka Krebi. He shouldn't give up. If it's a party, the man who can be so Uninaswa. Obi, me say Kufuado story inspires me every day, just like Abraham Lincoln. When people thought that he can never make it, they made it when the people never expected. His son said, Unyankupon soon will be soon. In 2012, yen me see chinchimiansa. Yen segu ye chini di slaps. So they didn't say I could pay court to say so near my. We never give up. We bounced back and we came up with a very huge victory. The MPP in 2020 we've won. We've secured the electoral victory. But our assurance to our supporters is that they say the biggest room is the room for improvement. That's why you keep improving. Now in 2024, we will reclaim the lost grounds and still give the NPP another comfortable majority for our MPs and for our government in 2025 for almost.
And on a promise to party members. A question related to that, but my other question to you would be, say, how much of an effect was the timing of more primaries going into this election? Ebiaka say you failed the party by fixing the primaries at the time amoye no. I was saying amoye earlier.
Well, in America say after the way all these are suggestions and consensus ideas and from where they sat, what they felt and how they saw it. From where they sat, how they felt and how they saw it. Almost also no this say in a course here. See at what was happening. You didn't have we've had primaries close to elections, we still won. We've had primaries close to elections and we've lost seat. Inti Nina you're also looking at both party and government all the time now. We can have smooth transition. Because for instance, so Kotoabana sitting member of parliament, Owini Olusu, for instance, in the primaries. A year and a half to general elections. Very few people, and they will still show that love and commitment on the constituency. Had they, when you see my brother, baby, or it's one way a constituency in the crown on them, the participation in constituency activities, any other than be often. But they're not so soon, ye Jinadia to Abaman successor.
Yes, and now affected Nippon,
no candidate. And also another school of thought. We say, oh man, sir, a year and a half, na bet me a new one why a campaign, but also that goes with resources. See all these things, see a digu bomu near picking the marbles, right? And sharply. So maybe you pick the right marble for the right situation. It be most also adwin chene say we can also begin to stagger the process. You should be jidi sahano ye way you are near your the rest of the colleagues in parliament almost they have to be in the constituencies to battle their seat. Government also day in day out, the bills, sponsor bills for parliament, you lay before parliament. The business of government must also go on. Now, because we're just a parliament, so a part. If your members of parliament are not there, how do you support your government to also get these bills through? See, when in a week, you can come to a conclusion. But I'm happy the MPP, the National Executive Committee of the party, met last week, and Yati Bejako and on Penifo Kukudampane was. I just faced it this morning. This afternoon, and chaired by the Honorable Osaf Mafo. You have Madame Ayoko Butchi, our Foreign Affairs Minister, or the former First Vice Chair, the Honorable Fredo Wire, or the Honorable Kwesi Prempe, former MP, Suta Kwaman Beposo, astute former legislator, or former MP for second D, and Ghana's High Commissioner, Ghana's High Commissioner to UK, and also about now, also can committee now, or Business Development Minister. Wow. So it's a mixture of people Sebe and yes now and
a fact-finding committee.
No more to one where how you saw it, you imagine a bit and this is not the first time as a party. They say to a baby area. In fact, in the past back the other one was chaired by Jimmy Heyman, High Commissioner, former High Commissioner to South Africa.
Okay.
And so a board chair for I think SNET also for SIC. And also in the previous ones, on an minister no dano. They say you have the Honorable Osafuma for that way. And it's NPP after every election, no matter the outcome, no matter. It offers us useful lessons to guide the conduct of party officials and the conduct of our supporters and what we think we can do to me. Look, if you come to Africa, the NPP is one of the most respected political parties. And within the IDU, the center-right political parties around the globe, over 126, 130 political parties, center-right parties. By Africa, they rate the NPP as number one. Because of your internal democracy and how our ideological position and our human resource and talent, our vision, philosophy, and the very cracks of what we stand for. Inti is a party Nunyam wom Penifo wom ebonso de omwede ne moja as na konjiji party ni si.
Remember you share other areas are more there as a party because of course you share baby amwanya there or see share baby more there and so before we get there
before we get there, can I get water as well? I think we'll be back fear money soon. And I was a man can't want some unity bonnet.
You get what I don't worry. Okay. Now me say so Greater Accra was unique going into this election. Because the sheer numbers and register were regionally seats are not more in Greater Accra. And even for the popular votes. In 2016, you did very well, winning both the popular vote for the presidency and the number of seats, more for me majority. This time around, then take Greater Accra. What particularly was wrong with Greater Accra?
That means you'll be asking me to also give you a diagnosis of what I have shared or what we have shared internally. But you go so
internal.
Oh, say yes, you as a party internally, see it mean what went wrong. Is it the attitude of our candidate, and is it the policies of government, and is it the attitude of our supporters, and is it a conflict resolution measures and as thing. It is many I think I think he set it out to do a genuine assessment, fact finding, and probe into your performance in all the 275 constituencies. In places that we won, we don't want to be mediocre. And say so how do we need we want it to spread across all the constituencies. Then I feel we are in a position to determine okay any man say and a beboa say and a beboa.
Okay, so remember one so my kind messages kakrameba, then we get into other issues. Ekosiisen is high Asempa 94.7 FM, where it says please greet couple for me. Joining his campaign team to tour Western Region has indeed given me a fair idea of grassroots campaign. I'm most grateful to him. Nana Ansa Obofo in London.
On a gadus now.
Yeah.
And almost by catch you.
We say, good afternoon, Obi. Undoubtedly, Sammi is an institution every government appointee and party executive must submit to for tutelage and mentorship. His delivery is exceptional. His quest to support the growth of others is unflinching. And his desire to mentor young ones is without doubt. Bless you, Supremo. Bosheba or Budapest in Hungary.
So I can't go to Baba.
Or that's what hungry. Or that's what hungry.
Bosheba no.
Obi, please greet Organiser 1 for me and kindly ask him to take some rest after the victory. He and the rest of the team have done exceptionally well and must take some few days rest and come back stronger. Lawyer John Kwame Ekosiisen. And
Lawyers also is a serious activist on the social media as well.
Oh, okay.
And a very strong believer in our democratic tenet.
Oh, okay.
But Obi, my member, my wings are near my Juma Paso.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, national organizer. Oh, yeah, TC supervisor.
Sampa FM.
One more Juma Nankas, 1 more year for you to oversee, you know. The women organizer, the youth organizer, the Nasara.
And a Nasara coordinator.
At the national level, same at the region, same at the constituency. So party bidding kunimwa, these 3 wings must click. Because women organizer and the job no is to bring women. The Nasara is to bring our settlers, our Zongo communities vote to be Abekam. Youth should mobilize enough youth vote for us to secure electoral victory. The national organizer must coordinate the activities of all these wings for the party to achieve an electoral victory. So when you have a very strong national youth organizer, as I had in Nanabuachi, or vociferous, or visible, and was able to galvanize the youth across the country. When you those at the TESCON level, that's in institutions and outside the institutions. If we me sorry, or Batampa Kate Abnajemfua. Now, no, she bears the same name with my mother. Tina, my friend, my man. Kate, a more year, Emma MPP in this campaign, and it's of mobilize a madam Ghana. From north to the south, from the east to the west. Oba penny na break rana no asanhye ne kan bu na my favorite size when I see here was Vinny James canvas na to say yes akotia tina tena we ready so ko battle na me hwe adwuma Kate year and brought lot of goodwill from the market women, from women groups, professional groups, and religious women near the Adibigum. Na me hwe adwuma my Nima star boy Abdulaziz Futa, Nasara coordinator. And I keep saying, sir, if there's one person who has surprised me the most and impressed me the most, was Aziz. Because he came from a sports background, not politics. Chalo chapter O adiebia. Ena eja from there no MPP ni what is a party nomination from, and it shows this is a party where we give opportunity for people who want to also show their God-given talent and mobilization organizational skills. Far from CB Nantimen a national Nasara coordinator, and he's done extremely well. Baby Kamal Din Abdullah the Nasara do Kamal so boy Juma as Nasara coordinator. I worked with him when I was youth leader. Now Aziz Subesumu, Aziz has also moved it to another level. When you have your Nasara, your youth, your women, these 3 strong wings, not leaders Sedano and their deputies. They are the extraordinary deputies. Ushe Nganiba Kwayaja. Konkomba this year from the northern region, and a perpetual Akwada Lomoki Nanabi deputies menuya. They gave Nanabi the cover and the cushion and the support for him to deliver. Aziz Zozono me no fire or Bano Council are not boy juma pa mountains or boy juma na branch no your fan fika so afei then na okọ market na ja ba ko be ye sunyan MC
okay
it's na okra one leg and then also had just out that so no wow no so the bois market. So we are the full complement of dedicated women and men at the organizational winger, and may I will salute them any day for these people and PP so no esana domasi because look obi ina make us organize jumano. Meme the meme report to my boss who is the general secretary. Yeah. General secretary so report to my boss who is the national chairman. But feedback can be feed down. Down be fear by these wings. Wings in the bro. When we are not clicking there, it will affect the organizers' work and it will affect the general secretary and the chairman. So what then happens is that if me women organizer echo the length and breadth of the country, me youth organizer echo the length and breadth of the country, me Nasara echo the length and breadth. Me as organizer I can sit down. You'll be exposed that you are lazy, you are inefficient. Into omokono now so usi achire aha say na na be afimo pie na me remu say Ekosiisen wo ho mesoma kotie form o say na be ya report or dey ba no should be something I should be in sync with them same women pie fima na mako Nasara pie fima na mako and I'm sure say obi me in kofo boy we were one united strong national executive and we believe that party to abayi in 2018 they gave us a mandate secure another presidential win for Akufo-Addo, give us majority parliamentary seat. We believe that we have performed niaka nema antoye etochimani adeno the MPP's character zero ene ye susu ne ye ban no it gives me comfort say ye jumani biem ye jumaden will recover the lost grounds and we assure our supporters say even though a normal money with this our victory say na no mo pe no say ne sa akra no munya no ye the 3 points goals abefie ne hu say mo condom more goals and we officers of the party we work assiduously. Na me boye na say your term of office e ba wiye na say party eso ka esi ahene ne etu ahene for ka so ye beto a omso a ne ato omso omonto aye so na almost the fresh blood bebe mo a yeso so aye ko ifi no ne asata omechi. And that's the spirit of the term
no beba to an end in 2022. It is here you are halfway through the term.
Halfway. But I won't say you're too abandoned as national officer. What people don't know is that even though a 4-year mandate, technically 2 years, because Ubinya beso more 2 years or election, general election, and now you are judged with your general election. There's all 4 years in now, but that has been the cycle. And now feel about the system also. It's not any I crowd we are prepared to near you beso, but I think the Freddie Blair led administration. We believe say your boy Juma.
You've done well.
We say your boy Juma. Now it's not all the time. Yeah. And and as I said it this morning, we won't always get it right, but we won't deliberately get it wrong. Baby, I'm going to say uncle ye touch man. Money and kasa monfa suggestions temra to the bia obi ye ko elections obi bia so yitia ne naso inadvertently and I say by mistake and I say ye kasa bia kan anya ne de internally and I say ne bia my bia of organize and fa and also ne chairman test chairman reply e bia general secretary of friend when general secretary you've not all of us say e bia no bi na de bufo be she ni panimu now let's continue to work hard to make 2024 a bigger margin, a bigger victory.
Promises say you would make your party an election winning machine.
That's right. And that is why
if you are living, for example, NR, would you have achieved something?
I think so, because Adeba Kwana Nkofuna as NPP there, omni mame mobu bomuni election winning. It was a popular phrase, popular saying. But I believe that this national executives, more than half of us were in the old executive. Yeah, is secure 2016. Yeah, if you more, yes, away the new one. Chairman Blay, John Bwedu, Abankwa Yeboah, myself, and the 4 of us. And the same Fimu, and you become new executive in one. Yes, and so the full complement of the other executives just secure. So gradually we are building an election winning machine. In spite of our shocks, in spite of Nyama Ebekwetia in the rain, the party is still able to canvass enough vote for us to always scrape through. But what we have to do going forward is to ensure all our victories in the banner, it comes with not less than 500,000 votes like Akufo-Addo, not less than that. Always moving with a margin of more than 500,000 votes, Senate President, and getting more seats in Parliament. And we will.
But my regions now, more yard to the surprise of many. For example, Savannah region, Northeast, and even Northern region proper. Yeah. And I will say OT popular votes no Ekos. Volta popular votes no Ekos. So and then magically.
So it shows that you see. The future of the MPP's politics it rests with the youth. As many more of our young people grow into our democracy, grow into partisan politics, they begin to understand that this is not a party because state dictates every aspect of your national life. We want you to have that right to life, to dignity, right for you to make choices for yourself. Right, so it means Ekosuku. Biana policies Akufo-Addo and people bind their pay. Policies are a beboni pana kanko where we suku awunya adwuma factory bi on the cross when you be mu to curb rural urban migration. Nipa na grow no na fe no propaganda na yaka se party we no mpe nipa ni ade no wote as a stereotype no onyini na he begins to understand that was what I was told, but growing and I realize no, that is not the case. So we keep growing in terms of our numbers, and let me pay glowing tribute to Mpenifu no. Look, if you go to the Krobo areas like this too, our popular votes here Kosro Nabo Bacheja kon so koshe pomo ejuma wabo wane party for both regional and constituency for koshe ho. And we don't go there as a weak hold. We go there knowing that our numbers keep increasing. You nurture constituencies, you nurture bases, and that is how come every election beyond there's an improvement. And to have a political party score in excess of 6.5 in excess. 6.6 million and above. It shows that this is a very strong political party. On any day, you bet me mobilize enough votes. You de cross. Inti numbers in the feedback if you are ban. Let me give you Northern region. Not in Waterloo.
Northern region.
Yes. And the NPP were 9, and these were 9.
9 seats in the Northern region.
And this is what 9 seats. We're able to annex even traditional seats of the NDC, like Karaga. Honorable Mohammed Amin Adam.
Okay, I'm not called
Karaga.
Okay.
Yeah, Wakam. Meow, before Yendi. Meow has always been with the NDC. Yetini Baya no Masaboya to baby. Now, if you check those areas, Nyane Dienya was the Abudu and Dani issues. Thankfully, Abu Dani the first, Nana Akufo-Addo, resolve the protracted backbone crisis, any issues. At least you've seen the feedback coming from there.
We winning Yendi so.
We winning Yendi.
Okay.
We winning Yendi. You winning Meow. Meow ni Yendi. It is a twin.
Okay.
But it not time be amazing. Me say you winning Yendi. You winning Meow. But Meow is when this is for so beating and almost beating with the margin power over 5,000. We came too close in 2008 in the hundreds. But then in this election, the young guy, Unifren Ayaba, another dedicated soul, small boy. Sorry, I mean, with those boys.
Yeah, boys.
Ayaba, very young guy. Now, he had a connection with the youth. Me kofa ho twice. I said, my brother, you are going to Parliament. Because every village, you rawa, uti by their names. And we fee honor to one year, who goes school now, so Tamale no was back to stay at the Mion there. So he was a grassroots oriented campaigner and a homeboy. And I was so happy when I heard the Mion results. at least he gave me the assurance when we keep working at something and keep nurturing it, one day, it gets to pay off. It's just like when you keep a chicken as a pet. Pet, you must be converted to.
That's for northern region.
That's for northern. And now they call
some.
Now Dr. Ziblim. Now Dr. But then this year we need to fat was so kaka. Dr. Ziblim won it for us in 2016, and Hassan Tampuli as I retaining for the MPP as well. So it's been interesting.
But Northeast has now been a stronghold of the MPP. This is the Ayamo region, right?
See, we've worked towards it. Look, 2008, Wale was miserable. We lost. 2012, Baumia won Wale for the MPP. Sanfan Biema's running mate. 2016, we've retained Wale. So we have nurture Wale. Same as what they call a friend is saying, Yonyo and Winida. We won Yonyo for the first time. Yagba Kubori. And also one Northeast. Well, near Bema National Service. Obe winning, and then this if NDC seat. Okay. And then Mustafa Beje. And then this if one also no as Abejo seat back from us in 2016. And then Mustafa Samba back to reclaim it for the party. And them so now if you check and a cherepone na NDC seat and your Beje and NDC for Sabejo seat and the Samba Beje. Then, unfortunately, we lost Bumprugu. And unfortunately, we lost Nalirugu Kambaka. But the assurance I can give is that the party will work around the clock. We know our supporters are like Kotoko and our supporters. They don't like to taste defeat. They hate to hear that we lost the seat. We understand. We hear you. We will work hard to ensure
And in Volta region, for the first time, you have a seat in the Volta region.
In fact, in the last rally, many president many president and I had campaigned there in 2016 with the then running mate Mahmoud Baumia, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, large. Now you call Teresco. St. Teresa's College. I know your ma. And a Franco, St. Francis College of Education. And also, na a honor na me share ahokeka 2016. In fact, I may perform one of the miracles in also politics as well. In front of them, is that the miracle of Elwak, where NDC had I think about 35,000 or so in 2016, and we had about 6,000.
35,000, 6,000.
Yes, I think so, if I'm right with the figures, yes.
And it's close to 30,000 difference.
No, 29,000. You had to overturn that deficit and give the MPP victory, both presidential and parliamentary. For me, that is very instrumental.
On another one presidential.
I think so. I need to cross-check that one as well. I think so, but we can cross-check it.
Okay.
And to overturn that deficit, for me, was huge. Now, Yejuma Susu and also building upon the foundation na Ninkofuni predecessors. But that wasn't the first time he was contesting there. People don't know. No ADC or Koya. No Nemalonani Passos no Sakoya. And in Nana Soswani and 2016. 2016 was the original chairman. 2020 Waba full force. We keep growing. I don't get dispirited at all, even though we lost some seats in parliament. A temporal setback. The confidence we want to give to our MPs going into parliament and MP elect for us, go with confidence. It's a stage, perform, shine. Let's make sure we help the orphan constituencies, as you say, and constituencies be orphan. Let's help the adjoining constituencies, any MPs. We motivate them, we encourage them, we work hard. If we've been able to overturn Mion, I think we will be able to annex the seats.
Get your seats back. Minim sir, we party member through national executive officer, and you have a lot of friends in the party. Why na elusu ni seat ahead of this election?
Quite a number, but yes, nipa bakwa ne de no so ye me ya. pa na ye Catherine Afeku.
Evaluate.
I had been there to help Catherine 4 years ago. And then they call many of the ghettos.
Yeah.
I fell in love with Evaluate. The scenery and the way they set up. Yes. And this time around, everybody been on us for me some money uncle. Tidana mi fee Pistia Uni Valley. No. We call from Jomro to Catherine Hall. Yanko Axim part of it. You call Jura. And Jura also had a constituency and then this candidate if you know the last time.
Yeah.
And now two no the Catherine by. And this time around we lost Jura again. It's a Catherine then one of the places even though the BBI no you better from there and likewise many places now. Catherine so no really hits me. And Adenta. Because that's where I live as well. Now Adenta for no almost to say Evaluate. Evaluate for my MP more than 4 years. Doba near Doko. No, before Faba near Doko. I thought the MPP were going to maintain for the first time go for another term. 204 near Tia Denton constituency. The MPP won with Opare Hammond. 208 and we lost
Swagger.
We lost to Edwasari of the NDC. 2012 NDC for 2 Edwasari. Nobody Ashimo. And at 2016, identified to both the NDC and Ashimo and Ramadan and a candidate and the YB. And then 2020. But we just have to work hard. Our work is cut out for us, and we shall deliver. I have no doubt in my mind at all. So once there's a will, there's a determination. Now your supporters so no omode omokoma pa etayechi baby ekoya anko ye no ya to adwen no in a manner where ye na no so no ehun ye mfon so no ye. I think we should be able to. My politics, I don't say never.
Never say never.
No. Even though I'm not a House of Folk fan, I'm a non-repentant Asante Kotoko fan. I never say never.
Let me go back to messages. I'll come back to you now. Share. Obi, there is only one Sammi Awuku in Ghanaian politics. He's truly a God sent to the NPP. He's still keeping faith with the grassroots. We love him. Techi Mela Sunyane West and all the way Abba. There are loads and loads of messages. Obi, kindly extend my warmest greetings to Sammi. He is such an inspiration. Kofi Ameyao and on the way brain. Obi, kindly tell our national organizer and our hero that the NPP is grateful for his relentless efforts in securing the victory. He was all over. The Saturday to the elections, I got to his house to join him for an operation, and you could see stress all over him, but he pressed on. God bless him for his hard work. Good fellow. We say this is from OBS Ahafo in Kaseim, Deputy Youth Organizer Asutifi South. Or say inside Obuache Cosmetics. I think it's about time all discerning Ghanaians condemned the actions of the NDC for this behavior. If they have issues, they should go to court. My regards to Sammi Awuku.
See about NDC demonstration.
We'll come there. We say hi, Obi. I'm just loving Sammi for his excellent delivery. John Bat Ado, Ohio in US of A. This one says, good evening, Obi. Please say hello to my boss from Ibrahim in Okaikwe North. God bless him for the hard work. And that should be a seat. Amulusu Yenswa Heteo.
Yeah.
Isa Hussein is seat, no?
Honorable Hussein.
Yeah, Honorable Hussein, yes. That's Okaikwe North. We say, one thing I like about Sammi Awuku is that he wants everyone to win. The likes of Nana B did exceedingly well. Kudos and more grace. Samuel, Brian, Boabin, and Ono Ediwea Brain. Nobody should blame the national executives for our poor performance in the just ended elections. We should rather blame some of the government appointees, especially the MMDCEs. Some of the government appointees were bombed. They took the core MPP supporters for granted. They were rather patching up with their cronies and bootleggers. I don't
think it was a poor performance in the just ended elections. Yeah. We won the presidential, we won handsomely. parliamentary we took a hit, but we still came out
with a majority.
Mm.
It seems the NDC are more interested in getting majority in parliament than a win in the presidential elections at the whole plane. Greetings to Sammi and Honorable Ebenezer Nina Nate of the Ablekuma Central constituency. This one says, okay, Obi, it's not true. This is the first time MPP has a seat in the Volta region. Until the division into Oti and Volta, NPP had always had seat in Nkwanta and last elections 2016 Kratche West. So what is all this noise about Hohoi? Nanado did not win presidential for the records. Anthony Nukwenu, Greater Accra Regional Organizer of the NDC.
That's the regional organizer.
Yeah.
But Organiser is one interesting gentleman. He does well for his party. I think he even worked harder than his boss.
The boss,
Captain retired Joshua Kamba Mitchell, the captain of the Salvation Army of the NDC forces. Mitchell.
The hardworking
when they make a champagne for beating him in the elections, because all no say father and son. Next time I catch you. Sammi Awuku say is like a son. I beat me the Obi national organizer to a son. Oh, on NDC for any hunter. National organizer, me my campaign. That's why no problem. And I'm going to say whether the son will be the father or father will be the son. Say December 7th, baby. You know, or the make a champagne. Mon family mo bromuso opposition. Kakana JM de buy a car. Mon family is on Chazi.
Oh, we great hardworking Sammi Awuku for me. If other executive members were to relate like him, the NPP wouldn't have lost some flooding voters. We hope he will restore our lost seats in 2024. God bless him. This is from my very good friend Entry. Entry, thank you. We say messages. Okay, good afternoon, Obi. In fact, Sammi Awuku is a great guy with huge potential. I admire the way he carries himself, coupled with his excellent human relations and humble outlook. May God continue to guide your steps, protect and guide you in all your endeavors. Keep up the spirit. The Lord will lift you up to where you truly belong in a not too distant future. I wish him a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Guerrilla journalist Samuel Ablodepe.
Ablodepe of Radio Gold fame.
Radio Gold fame.
Oh, and my NDC brother. Ablodepe, ya chance we muye. When you see election, as for say cook bakone and apuna crunchy method Organiser am room so. Anyway, you know nipa ba usu kakra no anom we ne kakra. Sa na de 2012 ye nizu brie sa. How are you? Is far away. The
MPP doesn't have. Well, if Kojo Dankwa is a member of the NDC communications team. I say the MPP doesn't have majority in parliament, and that point must be made forcefully. In fact, they have done worse than any political party in the history of the Fourth Republic. Why do I say? The first time a political party in its first term has lost majority in parliament. Obi, ask Sammi if indeed he is comfortable with the way the EC is dealing with the post-election happenings. My regards to Sammi though. Kojo Dankwa. The messages are just too many. But okay, this one says, Obi, please, if I comment on this gift God has blessed the NPP and Ghana, I'll sound like a broken record. All I ask for him is divine preservation, divine protection, and divine provision for him to keep doing more for all of us. And to way Mame Efia Akuto and on
Deputy Maslock.
Maslock.
Nadaroma, a man also just shena abebano no musika akudimuno. Madaroma. Yana omo ameki sure say omo so no nsano can we no come say our boy Juma de on the boss sticker ne Haji Abibata esroma yenu man no so omo nim say omo ye paperwork dey aboa on but omo ma enyentem kakra cause kofo kem.
Obi, I doff my hat for the only couple in Ghana politics and one of my finest mentors for his brilliant submissions. You can't understand politics more than Sammi Awuku. He's always a delight listening to. His reputation and record as the greatest youth leader in the history of political activism in Ghana is well earned and well deserved. Oh, way free. So him Idi Mohayudin.
That's our press secretary to the general secretary. It is one young and wonderful guy. Huge potential.
Yeah.
From Nook's leadership to
it is the reason you can't beat people's Sammi Awuku in any political contest. He has an incredulous personality and personifies.
Senior the Honorable James Kobna Bonfe. Now, what people don't know is that we call National Youth Organizer. No?
Yeah.
They assemble the manifestos of all the political parties. Now, not Kabila a youth leader at that time. Never a comedy. Now, so find the strategy plan or the co-CPP there. It was say Nkrumah never dies, even though he's dead. No, and I met my picky people my boy for organization of the youth movement. Come now, the moon watch it. Oh, minim say, these are no.
Sorry, a member of the vice president security details. I mean, can you say good afternoon? With regards to Brass, tell him the Xmas rice and oil. And Same, where the media may also for me the onkra amount.
Catch on them and Adakwa. They should proceed to boarding gate. Location will be dropped. All protocols observed. Maybe on one side.
Sammy, now yes. the NDC are protesting vehemently the result.
Okay.
And for some watchers, political watchers, they believe this is some kind of a tint on Movictria. Do you see it in that light?
I don't see it as a tainted victory. But what I see is some irreparable damage that will be done to the NDC's brand and the presidential candidate. I'm saying this because Abana Ekotu we the Ekosiisen Electoral Commission. Electoral Commission, the only figures, the coalition and the Amabaya. Kodeo, which is one of the leading observer teams in Ghana, at the Omodebaya and EC around the same figure. EU, AU, ECOWAS, and even before then, the polls of political science department in Legon, that of CDD4, Afrobarometer, assessment of the process, and all these NCC, all these, never predicted a defeat for the MPP presidential candidate and the MPP. Almost all the polling, including your very good own Ben Epson. Inti NDC, they did go into this contest believing for a miracle. That was a strategy. Say, even though all the odds are against us, in politics, miracles do happen. But not against a formidable force like the MPP. Yes, we are boy Juma. If you have a very lazy ruling party and leadership and president, and I'll be to Nyakaso with the reform. Kufuado works from 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. He leaves the office every day after midnight. The told me president to me sleep over 12 once I may yard to James 1 a.m. no so no Benya Mrenes. This is someone who has been working round the clock from day one.
FM.
Not a fan of using helicopters and choppers for even internal traveling. He wants to see it feel. Fast forward. NDC, you compile register near the home command at the baby election. The only consistent thing about Ian Crofway, has been their inconsistencies in the way they present their positions. Abano yan kan rekom ka se o ma wini takwansia yem o ma wini ha o ma wini abrase bukwa wan ka se o ma wini se esa na supporters in the show mu team inti se isini be quality be we are eventually NDC for crime agents mo you told us your court say once our agent signed you ujitum say a true reflection of what happened. That was the NDC's defense when your court during the election petition in 2013 say Wages are the buy, or no agree to is what is on the face of the pink sheet, is a true and proper reflection of what took place on the day of election. And not the famous quote of you and I were not there, a buy. A Koban is saying, it was a Chijume Gaso. And an idea, NDC for Mam Wagent, and Mamu Catcher and saying 2012, Yan Crawford, a sign, idea, see a Gitumo. More than now you are saying, and Yamu Wagent has signed me a fan yet. No problem. Easy for collate your results. NPPS at 10 p.m. on December 7th, near collate about 70% of our presidential vote. At 10 p.m. Now, Beba, then Joe notice says, from where we've reached, a share a year, 1 more year calculation, extrapolation, and all that. They says that there was no way candidate Akufo-Addo will go below 50. However, essence you're making sure at least 90% of these pin sheets results are back. See, 90% by we were sure that no mathematical gymnastics in bit me overturning the verdict of the people. Yet the media for be share your coalition center. Mundo many be share the investment we've made in it since 2012. It's 2012 since 2016. Because 2012 you lose your money na. This time we decided this is a party who also invest in its IT infrastructure. Set it up, invested in it to make sure that the votes that are cast in our favor, they are transmitting your quality as we are there now. It gives us a better picture. So now, it do even the collation center and what is being given to us, no, and then we quickly raise an alarm. Now, this is what cross check from Lydia. Yeah, dear. Yeah, the international community is a shape. Your coalition center, the observer missions from the AU, from the UN, from ECOWAS. We took them to our system. NDC for no found one picture about to social media, and sometimes you struggle to distinguish between whether a betting shop, betting center, and as a coalition center. Yen fan ko yen fan ko yen tro baby o yen tro baby o we so yen results in your figures no edoso sen modia. I think the NDC leadership, what they are doing, they are shaking responsibility, and it's a complete dereliction of duty where one no push the blame to the EC. Say easy for now more winning when the party executives and so fail to also give proper account to their supporters. It's a tainted victory for us as a country and party. Election year, it's been gazetted. The protests that goes on the streets, I weep for the NDC supporters, and I tell you why. And the police for Chichi, in Penifono Kodombo Kodomu Fie, Umbedomo Irenum Chen, Umbedomo Krum Chen, Umbedomo partners in Chen. Now no shikulanim. Why here and I don't know so try able ubin hobby. Asam koto so we are lucky and Penifon beba we
Sampa FM.
Ye no one round to Monkabim. Into woody panel who see more protest akoshe ties.
Ekosiisen on a Sampa
FM. Distraction. A buying police and wunya when a beck biamam. I've seen this thing before. I'm not behaving like a saint. I've been on the street before. I've come face to face of some of these police brutalities. Master told them be a bull without any respect. Now, and they make sure Facebook so be there in be so saneme. And now NDC supporters in money police for any encounter. A year spray them with hot water. No more penny for any be a party. As I wear the party day, any sign ya my boy. Say cheese was again. Upposing no can say cheese. No opponent to no can say cheese. No any say. Tim boys no on my yadi hot water gary on my wina or namwa water to Nikrono. No beko Facebook penfoni di time. It should give you the sense to say Unyamu any now. Me say a woman say election defeat we obi na betre me o. Me say my experience be. Now 2012, what saved Ghana was Akufo-Addo's rise to the occasion. You call brass sport. Within 2 days of your supporters agitation, Oka say Obian kana come anto ne yam man no ye won hihye wom emra ne say se mokọ abato na se bibi si na enye wo de esunsunsuanso ne de kodan court, and I quote, so we have given instructions to our lawyers to gather all the evidence for us to proceed to court. What that means is a more focus. So this is where the party is heading towards. But you cannot come and say you will not accept the results of a flawed and fiction results or whatsoever. Emboldening supporters. Okay, that's fine. Then what is the next step? All options are on the table. And that all options no obu ono mo a sebi preduas and sebi anyado sebi biem Jimmy intino all options no ogidi ze na the positive option ebe protest obu also ogidi ze no bia ebe twen ye de be court obu obekwa akose ties na wo hye no the moment that you embark on a violent protest no that means no who deviate from the law and order I govern the Public Order Act. Intino ubekwa kubo police for bo ubekwa ko di and wukasem ubekwa ko pai obi car glass wono ebia bicycle kra ni bisifie nwakwa ko pai obi Mitsubishi glass inti meaning say obuafo na ese osan ko bobusian ho no ube friend penifo no omfa. And this protest ekoso NDC penifo the top echelon of the party. And almost go be a press conference. Press conference. The protest will continue. The protest will continue. Now you encounter the member, their family members in home. Me say bakuba pekeke. Now police for the hot water spray no. Uncle be akwa bi be to social media. So na me kan ache kwame anope. I say and I quote, I say, with this hot water I bathed today at the EC office, my brother, I will preach nothing but peace here. So I said, it's today that I know that water get different types. We bath hot water today at ECO, bro. All I'm trying to say is that they were at the mercy of the law enforcement agencies. They are avoidable. They might go protesting you. Kabila tiye omnomtwi mhye mu afak ye premier abongo boys ye die che fak ye premier te to da bia ye wia ya jiji ya hu dus kakakra akopɛ bibia di wa de bi kwa akoto eyi investment ya advertise mo bia painkillers a baby the next day ni afre ujaf Kabila na be first ujaf na wetimi asore de no aka we soldier on as we have no dampem to say me it takes time. Obi me mo hu say ade woni nyezi enye bida ho. Ya ye bida. Na esunsunso ni be buy. In 2012, the run up to 2016, let my vote count. May his soul rest in peace, Justice Ajakuma, on a peaceful protest. Ye tunani brutalities of the police. You know no NDC for catches a tomato ketchup in Idioguneni when he was being operated at 37 military hospital. And no can't hear for him. You to obey you, should I this year avoidable death. Me could dear be the aba, me kettle be mezi. It be a 20 Ghana will be the mouse yenko protest. 10 Ghana the mouse. Waki kemwa was spend about 2 CD, 3 CDs there. Kikem. Wako say you be at 1,000 Ghana. Pen no friend on fire. Mr. NDC Mebu. And this is a call I'm making to the national organizer of the NDC and their youth leader, Pariado. Arrest the situation. Monpenny found the amount of money to buy Mona or Paria's youth leader. And I come back as organizer. Defeat baby Anayana Edding. But leadership requires to say you show such strength and courage in time. Say, all we have to do, we go back to the drawing board. Ghana for Ebi and people want from Ghana for because say me enough to say the pubi obeba yes so ne dundum ye kamia mama be papaya so ne sankofa mo ba. But never should it be say we aid people we encourage them, cause distraction. I was saying again, there was this professor, a friend of mine, or to about MPP 2016. 2020 was a Bibinti Nahi or 20 or Kotutia or Kodi a advert way, my henny, my hand, my son me. And now, one DC protest, I know we last week. Rage Hornum area, East area. I say, yeah, police food chasing now, woman, Bob, no car glass pine.
Nancy,
idea. Or the Sammi vote on come the trouble be a crank here. Inti, uka taint on our democracy, no. But the irreparable damage they may be doing to the brand and this. I listened to the chairman of the Peace Council on your sister station, Joy FM, last week. Or see, many of their members have been left traumatized after they visited the NDC's office. Was a campaign of the residents of the flag bearer. Or say, rampaging you listen, you win on my papa or my car glass, destroy my properties. Or say, on Peace Council for one call be woman call. What it means is that this Peace Council for a predominantly a soft company for with huge following. It is a council ben person can be the boy to their congregation. And you hit a man of God on who lead a church with, let's say, 5,000, 3,000, 2,000, 10,000. Whilst you do that, no, people gravitate also towards their religious beliefs. Into one way you be alienating sections, and all these groups, and I can't believe vote. Now, another example, media. Almost media, NPP for Tom. I'm a resource, and I'm more quality. I'm more in free more Juma Maya. NPP for the hour Sapia Bremo Casino. That's an insult to your profession. And for the investment I will make here at the core, the run up to election, the people you train people. I know. Mama for training. It takes them to a lot of things they should do. Until you are even insulting their capacity. Say, so bet me and for Joy FM Multimedia, you've been doing this thing for 25 years. Election coverage. Yeah. Despite group, similar. They've been doing for about 20 years. Into one area, Mugusu are more attacking media, more attacking CSOs, more attacking churches, more attacking religious beliefs, more attacking businesses, and now market. The MPPs of the firm believe say you share WhatsApp chat available to the party. I be on my intercept, send a general secretary day and some two. We believe we say as a police for shame because it be on my link to some of the discussions are Ekosiisen on the NDC's WhatsApp platform.
And you've confirmed that those WhatsApp
are real. Yeah, they are real because they are human beings on it. It be send the brain. And the danger is that Ebiana Nipana or Didra or Cantamanto a criminal element be the political party. The intention is you protest peacefully. But you have criminal elements on Babe Shembi near Senamount. It sounds what provided a platform for a protest. In 10 years, ye mama ye semu. Into no acquire son, no akoshi baby. Ye na and country by on governor, Ebianani Pana wakoshi na diano voted for your mama. But in a way, in an way, your nephew. That person, no, obey me the yaw near soon. That voter will not be alive again to give you that vote in 2024. Inti Obi. Made this protest, I'm saddened by the fact that the NDC leadership, they are still saying that the protest will continue. It's their choice. But I think that as a Ekosiisen, it will get to a time they will be Ghana for now because of Moya Bremo. Because once another Fako court, send NPP the court near Momuchido. And I agree with them when they say, why are we forcing them to go to court when so that is when you give indication. Ekufo-Addo gave indication within 48 hours. So honey a pesi eko. Nti no na supporters na do mo re na yes wo evidence bibi agide se betimi aboan kona kopebra. There cannot be a woman's democracy can be found on the street, but violent protests. Me say if we are saying Lumba kan or say nipa be we are say ba kupe anambwa. Eni ye ba so no ye ba wanwan no. Ni abe form party. E man nya wo say asem to na police for abobako kan unfortunately na ufimwa ore no ma waja wachiri no NDC General Secretary ebete fund ato honum emye de ahwe mama ebia na ye breadwinner emebu ambutie me don't be a pawn for distraction ewumusa wo party ewumusa wo party ye NDC ba kwan na wo de fa so no wa ye mre no pokra no beso no after so many years NDC abano ebia you may not be alive o makra no ye nkai no wa ye cry even where ye cry no obi akra maybe na ya bekase wo ye a hero and now ye a real party person. So I will continue to urge say let's arrest the situation. My ye mo fanko court no. Court ni ready. The leadership of the party led by His Excellency the former president should give in the case okay they be call a court no. The party for ni because why here na
Ekosiisen
US ambassador no about UKI commissioner no why all these international community for a cables no modeko. You must understand a cables. Then they begin to profile the party and the candidate as a violent party and candidate. In Tibedum Rajidi said that international community in Kabi Mauna. They turn their backs on you. Media is not a taint on our democracy, but I believe that a irreparable damage that they'll be doing to the NDC's brand. But then they have a right to proceed to court when they have serious disagreement, whether constituency or presidential. The best and the appropriate place for us to have that proper discourse and for us to also properly interrogate evidence comes here the local. Afarijan time easy. We register over 200,000 people abroad during the 2012 election. You can't say Nkofa listing about 1,000 or less. Nkofa buy. In 2 days, 200,000 krano. Yeah, fast year. The Nupokrani we are here. What 1,000 for 190,000? Could have brought Mohammed's victory to even below 50%. Well, there are no keke. Yenko issues of overvoting. Yenko say. Intino. Enianom efutu andema enianom ndisi mebu e bronya momra ne ndi bronya we dey be wo cry din a organizer frame wumsu ne party mu de yenkola ne de no mu de kakra be jomani no omsoso no ebetima wo maba di na ne yaka bom kama di bronya wie ne mompa ese yakopon ma 2021 enye better for us. You will only be useful to your political party when you are alive. You only be useful when you are alive. So when you're alive, they are no dead heroes. Because you won't even be alive for you to see say ensuring and as a flowers you're there to us. And I want to use this opportunity to also congratulate the MPP once again, Nana Akufo-Addo and the MPP, for a sweet historic victory and for a victory where we worked so hard for it. And it's my hope and prayer, say, party for us, the grounds that we lost about the parliamentary, we assure you, we will come back stronger in 2024. Whether the current set of national sets, any support we will give Beba and to help make sure say, we recapture those seats. That is our spirit. That's the spirit of the MPP.
But with this, you mean say that 8-year cycle again for the party, Biano? You are going to break that chance?
Oh, we'll seek to break it. We've made differ several hours even in this election. Never in the history of our politics you have a presidential candidate swing region like Central or no 20 constituencies in a swing region. No 10 seats. Greater Accra normally yes even Greater Accra popular vote no constituencies and they appear ube lose but the president also won. We have enough popular votes so eboano. Oko adentina me say you defy us baby and the MPP will define the odd again in 2024. And I am happy say as we keep growing party grow stronger no in areas where first and pay any much and now we acquire sense you my and so it shows that we are improving upon our success stories and we will get there. Me say, you are sure NPP supporters. Go there, any Christmas. Just a celebrate in moderation. Where you think say, "Obe here, me mama ba abe femu bi ne na so no." Me ne kwabna bon fa abe fem bi. You be pass through. Iti mo bodua bonyom na. I really want to have a good Christmas. Obi, my imagine I want to have a good Christmas because masa nipa brew campaigning. nti pebebi a metie nyom pebebi a metimi e unipa bon komo ne ade also fraternize then we MPP supporter cook minu na wa fa ba kuma wonu NDC ni no na de ka chense ejebi wo ejebi tiase now the yin nazo fanya Ghana ye that is the only way because we are one family.
Yeah. Obi, kindly tell National Organizer that the Amasaman SWAT team, which delivered a seat, hasn't heard from him. Say Obama,
say get to no. Me catch on say something to me deliver there now. Me can say Christmas package.
Okay.
Christmas so Madaroma na 22nd. Yen wo Yesu ne by ye be wo Yesu na to ho there.
That be happen.
Oh, be happen.
Obi, Sammi Awuku brings back memories of Harisco debacle during the Let My Vote Count demo. Obi, that day, myself and Charles Owusu. Charles at that time could win Usain Bolt. The party they ran rough. Nana Hesi or Jerry and on the way.
When I move the police in your shell across red agents. Or boy, a grassy on your no, as a full uniform.
We said. He has defined generosity, kindness, and empathy as traits every politician should possess, aside potential. And interestingly, these traits, coupled with his phenomenal leadership skills, has merged beautifully. And he has set the pace that a politician's makeup is not just by their party's ideology. Indeed, he has a heart of gold. Well done, Commander. People's Mother, Deputy National TESCON Coordinator, and on the way up. Obi, did I hear Sammi Awuku saying the NDC are fighting for the parliamentary now and that we have stopped talking about the presidential? Let Sammi make no mistake and throw dust into the eyes of his listeners. He, Sammi, truthfully and honestly knows that the presidential election was stolen for his candidate, and we will prove it with hardcore evidential pink sheet at the right time.
Obi, me pacho. Ya kan no. NDC figure no na ya he. Unim.
Dabi.
See, I have to say, I don't know how many years ago. Woman, ekrom figure on pocket. No, I say, bo figure ojiri se on my pocket. Obo 6 was in yeno. Obo 5. One Ghana for inti no ono kwa no na ekra figure no. Oya also, udi do wa maybe swatch. Into there no problem. When you na no me say your bompa say audit no say then omuya but protest no Onas is our bay or a deputy youth leader for a big region like Ashanti. Omo bene ties omo to me share that video no mama hu no
Ekosiisen
video no mo share ties here to onim but no say nyame anka na come obeka say move boys me say agro we uche omo a obeti ase me yekofa yedu yekosa let my vote ade boys are na omudi achia commander move na me youth organizer move police force here for street boys he said no e hono nipa ni ho bebre yen fa left na move obi ye move fa left ya ye fruit top up me hu say kudalo no operations me hwe topo me hwe horses a o ma dore srade a police for the omoba and then come a curriculum name member the tripa ne hot water started ba Miss Medu medal of no point of no return boys I can move me share a chera as every brenado working right intine enuanom na meka say nyama na ye kan e tan ye kan be say ye can story be echo my book of many stories kabila ti ono anim ye hwe ya me say you have now ofa he if you ran say ye wuvu Madam for guy bako Chief Guinness. Come out on a call protest visa and say na ye BP on student loans was today. Na Vanda say tibu krum. No corona already just say no a chief choir master. Ona no compose enyum ni ade. Te ko ya charge ye shijama ye cha ye tu enyum ya kwa. Police for share across center. No, there. That's how they told them boys he was school him cause on was skirt and cancer risk. La. Now I pay to back to come off no. And the skirt now run I remember the rogu here because at 2 year there was I back to now we are comfortably. Now me I dare almost start to bring here and them say around across center obi. Many tea na is me na wana mosu a chese baby ani legon kwa no ebo brawo. Merry Christmas.
That's really international organizer of the FPP, Sammi Awuku na motin kano. Make us say, James Kwabena Bonfair atena say, ono managing editor of the National Forum newspaper.